Hello everyone and welcome to another CoH2 Cast. Today here we have a 1v1 sent by Earth, so thank you for sending this replay in. This is a tournament match from the recent ESL Kickoff Cup. In case you have missed it, there's been a few ESL tournaments going around. Quite a big deal and some kind of nice tournaments. I've participated in both the Kickoff Cup and the first weekly cup. I might analyze a few of the nice games that I got because a few of them were pretty interesting. And yeah, I've just been away a bit from casting because of New Year's and all that, and also a bit of studying. But you know, I'm kind of back. I'm gonna cast a few games now. So we have Earth as Wehrmacht and Woof, another pretty well-known community member. I believe he's some kind of admin on CoH2.org. I'm not sure. He's playing as Americans. He's going tactical support, armor, or heavy cavalry. Pretty standard, all three doctrines in, you know, the 1v1 meta for Americans. And we have on the other side mobile defense, lightning war, and elite troops. Also can all be pretty damn good. We have a 2 rifleman opening from Wolf, pretty standard. Going to be some nice wiring of the heavy cover. You always want to do this. It's kind of time consuming, microing around your engineers to do this on all the heavy covers, but if you can prevent as much heavy cover from the enemy as possible, this is good. Earth taking the middle building for visual, for vision over the middle, and also to protect his pioneers better against the rear echelons, allowing them to last longer. He's going to close into close range and possibly win this engagement, but his pioneers are still very low HP, and the rifleman will be coming into support, thus ending that engagement in a defeat. MG42 actually being used to cap the fuel point, not being set up. This might prove dangerous if this rifleman squad decides to pop in. Grenadier squad going to cap the VP. So on map control so far it's pretty even. We have both sides being kind of in control of their fuel, but Earth's fuel is a bit more vulnerable to these riflemen who are going to jump into this house, nicely taking control of the house, forcing away the MG42 into no cover. Back into the base. Engineers, rear echelons, almost completing the barbed wire trap on this like opening would have forced Earth to vault over every time, which would have been really annoying. In the meantime, this lone rifleman, 4 riflemen from Wolf at this point, going to cap the southern munitions, going to probably, if he goes tactical support, you're going to get some quick LMGs or maybe bars or M20 mines. Going to always be useful. Riflemen closing into close range on these grenadiers are going to force them to retreat, but this MG going to save them and win the engagement for now, because these grenadiers are going to also charge into the riflemen. Riflemen being quick on their toes and yeah, forcing them instantly out. Riflemen from the south flanking around, nicely getting the retreat off this engineer squad. Now the MG has to reposition to face these riflemen, but there's another rifleman coming in from the north, coming in for a flank. So very nice play from Wolf, keeping Earth on his toes and just nullifying the impact of the MG42. Unfortunately for these riflemen, they were already being suppressed, and the grenadiers kept them suppressed and were able to force them to retreat. Rear echelons going for some back capping, going to cap this VP and probably this strategic point as well. That always gets left out when playing on Faymonville. Yeah, by the way, Faymonville is the map, in case you haven't noticed. This map has been reworked quite a bit just by removing this house that existed in the map before. This is like a gigantic change to the map. Completely changes how the map is played. Sniper coming out from Earth. This is going to be devastating for the USF because they really don't have anything to deal with it right now. Wolf has made a mistake in my opinion in going 4 riflemen. He should have gone 3 riflemen and then tacked into lieutenant and gone for an M20. Yeah, he would be vulnerable to Panzerfaust, but you want that M20 just in case there's a sniper or to place down mines against Wehrmacht. Especially because now this sniper has pretty much no counter. The ambulance is going to be pretty useless against the sniper. And right now Wolf is bleeding a lot of manpower. Constantly taking these engagements with the sniper is not going to pay off. He should probably just not take this engagement and back off of this rifleman squad until he can form like a proper four rifleman push. And even then, that can be shut down by this MG42, which nicely repositioning to suppress these riflemen, going to force them pretty much into ducking. And these Grenadiers are probably going to keep them suppressed, and they should probably just retreat. This is just manpower that you're losing, unfortunately, because so far Wolf has been playing very well. But this sniper was definitely a good choice from Earth, so I definitely agree. This one engineer squad going to face these rear echelons. Rear echelons actually getting a snipe on a model from very long range. That's something you don't see every day. These pioneers will probably lose the engagement, probably retreat. He was clearly trying to harass, which is good. You should always harass. This is something that a lot of players mistakenly don't do, and causes a lot of downfall. Rifleman going to be reinforced. As you can see, the manpower bleed on Wolf is very hard. He's going for a captain, so he will be fielding a steward very soon, which might be bad for Earth if he doesn't get like a pack. Nicely dodging a rifle grenade. This rifle grenade was very well aimed. Vet 2 already on these LMG Grenadiers with 10 kills, so this unit has definitely been doing well. Unnecessary retreat on the sniper. He could have just gone into this heavy cover right here, taken another pot shot at these riflemen, and then retreated. That's a very slight mistake there. Medic bunker looks like it's going to go up in the base. Still not necessary, but it's nice to see the medic bunker early game. He's lacking a little bit on Grenadiers, but 3 Grenadiers should be way more than enough once the LMGs start coming online, which will be in a few minutes, because he will spend the rest of his munitions on this medic bunker. Partially also to heal up the sniper, which is something I kind of overlooked, but yeah, that's the thing. MG and Grenadier combo going to try to recapture the south, but we already have the Steward coming onto the field. This is going to be very bad for Earth because he does not have the counter. He's only now building tier 2, and he is going to not have the manpower for a pack, and not enough manpower or munitions for Shreks. So he's definitely going to suffer from the Steward, depending on how Wolf uses it, because he might just get it Panzerfausted and have to repair in the base for the pretty much entire duration. Looks like the Steward was actually supervised out, because I see no other reason why the captain is in the base. So if so, then I missed it, and that's a good use of supervised. That's something you should always use the captain for if you don't need it to like counter a quick light vehicle like a Luke's. You should use it to supervise your Steward out on the field that much quicker. You can save your like half a minute on the production, which is definitely big for a shock unit like the Steward. Rifleman going to harass the fuel, very good. So far the fuel control has been mostly in Wolf's favor, which means that he was able to get out of Steward. Maybe not that quickly, but definitely quicker than the counters on the Wehrmacht side. Though now he has played a little bit too cautiously with it, in my opinion. He's going to run into an ambush right here, but actually sees it with the captain coming up, so he's going to avoid this ambush. LMG Grenadiers on the right side going to deal heavy damage to these riflemen, but riflemen with LMG, so we have tactical support company chosen. This company has definitely been dominant on these small 1v1 maps. The Calliope can definitely put in a lot of work against packs, MGs, infantry blobs, anything. Complements pretty well the American stock units. Yeah, Steward only has 1 kill. I feel like he has been very well underperforming with it. He should have been playing a little bit more aggressively. He's going to run into another ambush with Panzerfaust because he wants to get this sniper and this MG cleared, but he's going to get Panzerfausted. So no danger for these units right now for Earth. There's no danger that the Steward is going to go down, but just the fact that you're Panzerfausted and there might be an AT gun coming up is enough so that you need to pretty much backpedal all the way and repair your damaged engine. Pack howitzer are going to come onto the field for Wolf. I kind of agree with this. Pretty much everything that Earth has is going to be countered by the pack howitzer, especially the pack and the MG. So very good. All the while, riflemen on the flanks are keeping map control for Wolf. He should be considering actually going for the victory point first over strategic points at this point, because you kind of want to end the game as soon as possible as Americans. So getting triple caps going is very important. Stewart going to almost run into the AT gun, but the AT gun is still moving around, so no danger for now. Going to harass these pioneers down into non-existence. Nicely, LMGs into the building. Not going to stand up to the two Grenadier squads that are attacking them. But this rifleman flank coming in from the right, nicely shifting the focus fire of these Grenadiers from this one squad to the other. We have a right click, but not going to be enough to save this one squad. We're going to have to retreat. Oh, big sniper wipes this one health, one man LMG. So what he should be doing right now is rushing to get this LMG as soon as possible, but it looks like he didn't notice, or he doesn't have the micro to do this. So Wolf is going to be able to get another squad in here. I do not know if this squad has 2 LMGs or not, but he should just grab this MG and retreat, because you know there's a sniper. And while snipers don't always hit against buildings, I mean, the chance is there. And yeah, Earth though sees that there's a Stewart coming up. He went for a second pack and also retreats the sniper immediately. This one Grenadier squad in red cover going to not go down, but that's kind of lucky. It could have gone down. Rear echelons harassing the fuel. Very good play by Wolf. Want to deny as much fuel as possible. Earth right now is bleeding manpower because of 2 packs and the Grenadier, multitude of Grenadiers that he's fielding. So he's going to float a little bit of fuel. Might be going for a tier 4 at this point. Would be a better choice than a tier 3 maybe. Going for a tier 4 and a Brumbear or a Panzerwerfer or even a Panther to hunt Calliopes later. Of course, you do not know that. Well, technically he does know that it's tactical support, because if he looked at the loadout, which he should have done in the loading screen, he should know that there's no infantry company, so that these LMGs signify a tactical support company, and he knows that Calliopes might be coming onto the field. Of course, there's also the fact that tactical support is way more popular than way more popular than infantry company. Word wasn't coming to me. Yeah, way more popular than infantry company, so probably that's what he's going for. Right now, the VP situation is pretty even, and it's been even most of the game, so there's really not being any bleed. But right now, Wolf is in control and is starting to bleed Earth a little bit. Sniper, a little tip with the sniper: if you can see the captain model is the one with the Thompson, just right-click on the model and the sniper will shoot him. That's something that I don't think a lot of people know. And the captain model itself is actually more manpower to reinforce than the rest of the guys, so yeah. And also the Thompson can be very deadly in close range, so taking that out of the field can be a game changer in some engagements. More riflemen. This one has 2 LMGs. Going to probably defeat this Grenadier squad, which is not in very good cover. Stewart coming in and wiping it, so finally the Stewart is starting to pay for itself. Packs being used kind of, I don't know, maybe not correctly, because just keeping them together, like, yeah, if the Stewart comes exactly where the packs are, the Stewart will die very quickly, but one pack is enough to deter a Stewart, so having them on, more spread out might be a better idea. Sniper already up to 17 kills has been very bleed heavy for the Americans. Yeah, the 2 LMG squad here, the ft.2, is going to be a pain for Earth. He's going to need a couple snipers. He's going to look for another sniper. I'm not sure I agree with the second sniper, because Calliopes will soon be on the field, and snipers are kind of vulnerable to that. But I can see why he's going for that. It's going to counter the Rifleman LMGs very much better than Grenadier LMGs or even MG42s could. He lost the Grenadier squad that I missed, and he also lost an Engineer squad that I missed, so yeah, there's that. So far, no squads lost from Wolf that I can see. Even the rear echelons are still alive, and they have a Minesweeper, and they're ft.2, so that's good. Wolf going to secure a triple cap pretty soon, but these engineers might be able to harass the right side. Of course, right now going for this strategic point is inferior to going for the fuel point. The Earth should go for the fuel point first. Pack howitzer finally showing up a little bit. It's not been doing much. Mostly been sitting in the base, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Of course, I might be wrong. This MG is going to go and try to force back these riflemen, which is good because this bet-free LMG squad is kind of flanked. Directional cover is not really in its favor right now. So two bet LMG Grenadier squads are going to be able to kind of stand up to the bet riflemen with LMGs, but sheer number of LMGs from the riflemen will probably be superior in the end. Of course, the snipers will be very bad for the LMGs. We're going to see Calliope soon though, which might be able to turn the game around for Wolf. Well, the game has already been turned around a little bit for Wolf. He's now in a little bit of a commanding position, which is good. And the Calliopes might be just what seals the deal for him. Oh, nice shot from the Stewart. The Grenadiers were very bunched up in green cover. Unfortunately for Wolf, the second shot misses, and he's going to nicely play conservative, anticipating that there's going to be packs and not going for the greedy chase. This one rifleman squad continuing to assert control of the right side, so that's good that both players are taking into consideration all sides of the map, which on a small map like this is a bit easier to do, but it's still very important to do. NG going to cap the left VP and also protect the packs. Sniper's up to a combined 23 kills, 24 right now. Definitely been bleeding the Americans dry. One captain, not in the arc of fire at BNG, going to probably decrew this one pack and possibly the other pack as well if these snipers or these LMG Grenadiers cannot come in to assist. Another Grenadier squad coming onto the field. I do not agree with this decision. As much as he does need some solid infantry core, Captain also decrewing the pack. Might actually consider attack, using the attack order on the pack to destroy it with the bazookas. Two bazookas will melt the pack pretty quickly, in my opinion. And that would be a nice deny of 340 manpower pack, and also very important counter to the Stewart. Okay, so as I was saying, I do not agree with this second Grenadier squad. Third Grenadier squad. I think he should have gone for phase 3 upgrade with his manpower and then gotten a Grim Bear on the field. Or maybe a Panzerwerfer to counter the rifleman. There's an M1919 LMG over here, so that's something that I think they both kind of missed. Ooh, strafing run coming in from tactical support. Going to try to wipe this pack. Pack almost destroying the Stewart, but the pack is going to be completely wiped by the strafing run. Very important. And again, either stealing or destroying this pack right now would be a very important thing for Wolf to do. I do not know why he is not doing it. Possibly just microing elsewhere, but yeah, that's going to cost him dearly if he doesn't do that. Because Earth might just be able to get these engineers up here, force these riflemen away with the LMGs and snipers, and get the engineers to recrew the pack, and that's one more threat to deal with. Of course, this other pack is also decrewed, so right now if the Stewart were to push, there would be pretty much no counter to it. Of course, Wolf doesn't know that. Finally, going to get some harassment down on the left. No, what are you doing? Why are you going for the VP? You should be going for the fuel first. Of course, you are floating fuel, but you want to deny fuel for the enemy as well. Pack howitzer almost nailing the sniper. Very lucky. This LMG also has been there, sitting there for a while. These players need to definitely work on picking up shit that's on the ground, because that's very, very important part of the game, especially in 1v1s. You do not want to be wasting manpower and munitions on things that are going to be lying around. This engagement will probably go to the LMG rifleman favor, if anything, because the Sherman is coming. Sherman and Stewart going to come and force away the Grenadier squad. Unfortunately for Wolf, the snipers are still bleeding and dry. This sniper might go down from the LMG fire, but nicely seeing this and retreating. Other snipers in the base going to come to the right side to offer a little bit of support. Sherman coming onto the field, going to be very dangerous to stick in these engagements with Grenadier squads because of the potential of being wiped from HE rounds. Sniper on the right side wasn't able to force back these squads. Nice armor push from the Americans. This is exactly what Rook needs to do. Push his advantage as quickly as possible. This one pack is in the base that was recrewed over here, and the other pack is still decrewed over here, so there's almost no counter to this mechanized army. Sherman pushing in the base with HE rounds loaded, almost getting Panther Fausted. That was very close, eating only a pack shot for its troubles. So the snipers are going to be repositioned in the base, possibly to pick off some riflemen in the middle. And at this point, the map control for Worf is complete, and soon he will be able to field Calliopes, which is very bad with all the Wehrmacht units kind of forced into the base. What did the pack just kill? An infantry. LMG Grenadier Horde going to push back this one rifleman squad, but also going to be pushed back by the Sherman. Almost wiping this one squad. You know, what are you doing? Stay there and wipe that. Ah, getting unlucky. That HE round missing. Possibly because he decided to move back. You shouldn't have moved back right there. Pack Howitzers are starting to get some work done up to pack, Vet 2, which is when it gets its improved rounds for the barrage ability, which is very dangerous. Vet 3 Sniper. So right now, Wolf is in a completely dominating position. What right now Earth needs to do, actually he decided to go for Lightning War Doctrine, just to call off the Tiger, which could be, actually I've been missing it for a minute, could be a game changer definitely, because right now Wolf doesn't really have the AT to deal with this. Sherman going to be pushed back, almost killed. Tiger being a little bit overzealous with bazookas firing on its rear, might be able to see the Sherman coming and nicely taking it out. So the Tiger going to make a stellar impression on its first engagement, taking out the Sherman, and also forcing Wolf to reconsider what the priorities are right now. Because earlier I would have said that the Calliope was the priority, but right now I would say that the Jackson and an AT gun would be the priority, just to keep control of the Tiger. Because if you can control the Tiger, then the German infantry will kind of fall apart on its own. Unless these snipers can turn the game around for the infantry as well. And then again, if you have enough fuel for both the Sherman Calliope and the Jackson. So once you get enough manpower, you can also get the Calliope to try to snipe these snipers with a quick barrage. Snipers in a very precarious situation now up against the Captain at close range and the Steward, going to be forced to retreat. Almost going down from the Steward. That was very dangerous. Another LMG just sitting on the ground. These players are really not paying attention to this. Anti-tank rifle grenade coming from the riflemen, going to force the Tiger to retreat. We have a damage engine, so limping back to base. Only one Pioneer squad available to repair. Should definitely look into getting another Pioneer squad for Earth. Captain with bazookas, going to jump into the house and try to get some pot shots at the Tiger, but not going to be very effective. Rifle grenade going to force back this one rifleman squad, and Tiger going to chip away at the house. Definitely dangerous to stay there for the Americans. Strafing run coming in. He should have called it in from the other direction, not from this direction. Also, it was badly aimed. He should have called it from here to here in a way that it could wipe the MG. Am I the only one seeing this? I think that the replay might be bugged, because why wouldn't you pick up this LMG? There's really no reason not to. Looks like this LMG was almost being picked up by the rear echelon. Actually, the rear echelons have two bazookas, but these guys, none of these guys have rifles. One of them has a minesweeper and two have bazookas. So a very tough job for these guys lugging these giant minesweepers and bazookas around. feel bad for them. Finally picking up one LMG, and the sniper is going to force back a lot of the American infantry. This might be the turning point of the game, honestly. Earth's VPs have been ticking down for a little bit. I don't know why these snipers retreated. It's the fear of the pack howitzer, I think. But he could have just spread them out. Pack howitzer are going to just decimate all these German squads, all the way down to one man, both of them. Tiger has been repaired, so it's ready to come back into the field. And right now, Wolf has made a big mistake. There are no additional AT units that he purchased, which is bad in my opinion. Very, very bad. In fact, this one captain is the only AT that he has, and it's about to get wiped by the Tiger. Also, another infantry squad getting wiped. Well, another first infantry squad getting wiped by the snipers. And the MG, vet-free MG, up to 14 kills, definitely paid for itself. One rear echelon going to get a triple cab, but definitely not secure it with the Tiger on the field. What right now Wolf needs to do is get a Jackson up as soon as possible, in my opinion. Get a Jackson and then get a Calliope. The Calliope to try to nail the snipers and the vet-free MG, and also the vet-free Grenadiers, just to try to chip off some of the vet on the German stuff, which is very important. LMG finally being picked up. So right now the Germans are in control of two 1919 LMGs, which is very, very bad. Even in a straight up fight at this point, the riflemen would lose, even with the snipers not being there, or the Tiger. This one LMG squad that's been holding the south for a while is going to also continue to hold against the Pioneer squad. Earth did listen to me and got another engineer squad, which is definitely good to repair this Tiger. Tiger going up unsupported. There might be a mine over here. We do not know. Well, I mean, he knows there's no M20 and there's no Ranger company or infantry company, so there's no mine. But you know, there could have been a hidden AT gun and a captain over here. Pack howitzer going to keep barraging up to vet-free. Definitely been paying for itself at this point. Again, the Stuart and the pack howitzer were good decisions, only they were not utilized early enough. They did pay off in the end. So finally a Jackson is on the field. Don't know why it wasn't showing up here, or maybe it was and I wasn't looking. So finally there's a Jackson on the field. What he should be doing is using the Stuart to flank the Tiger and get a stun shot in the rear and maybe an engine crit shot. These two abilities that the Stuart has make it very useful late game light vehicle, just to pick off like the lone heavy tank. So as you can see, this is why, in my opinion, the Jackson was very important, just to push back the Tiger, give it the infantry the extra punch that it needed. The rear echelons and the captain going to definitely deal heavy damage to the Tiger, and the strafing run almost wiping this MG. Rifleman fire will wipe it eventually. Tiger almost going down. The Jackson is pushing for the kill. Might get the kill. No! Bounces, and the Jackson is at no health and gets destroyed by the Tiger. This pack was repositioned just in time to get 2 shots off on the Jackson as soon as possible, and maybe even a Panzerfaust because he got a damage engine. So this Tiger is going to escape with almost no HP. Rear echelons with a bazooka trying to come in. There's only 1 shot left of HP in the Tiger, but the Pioneers and the Sniper and the Tiger will be able to push back the rear echelons, barely escaping the skin. Very, very lucky in this engagement. Stuart going to try to come and from the flank, but the pack and the Grenadiers should be able to repel whatever the Stuart comes up with, and also the Stuart will have trouble piercing the Tiger's frontal armor. And as you can see, main gun destroyed. This is now no danger. This is only a suicide run. Captain coming in from the north unexpectedly might be able to take out this Tiger. I do not know why this Tiger isn't retreating. Like, this might be a terrible mistake, but very luckily only goes out with a main gun destroyed. No HP left. That must be like 1% HP left. And right now the snipers and the Grenadiers have been bleeding off the American infantry. Also, Ostrupen reserves have been popped. I didn't have the time to even talk about this. He got 3 Ostrupen squads. How is that even possible? What? Can you even get more than 2 Ostrupen squads? 3 squads! Oh, I didn't know this. This is awesome. So he basically tripled, well, doubled the size of his army in the course of that engagement, and Wolf lost his Jackson and also lost his Stuart, which was his main counter-harassment potential unit. So right now Wolf is in pretty shitty position. He should definitely get another Jackson, but again, he's in a very bad position in terms of infantry as well, so maybe what would be the best decision is getting a Calliope. Again, he was very reckless in this engagement. If he had gotten the Tiger, which in my opinion he should have, because I think he got a bit screwed by RNG there, not penning all those shots slash... why aren't you picking up the bazooka with your Osu? Anyway, slash getting all these crits instead of kills. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still way too risky to go in for the kill shot with a Jackson. You never need to push up with a Jackson. You had the Tiger pushed it into the base with no HP. It wasn't going to be on the field for another 3 or 4 minutes, and you could have gotten a Sherman Calliope and tried to decimate the German units in one strike. Of course, in the heat of the engagement, you could not know this, but now he's in a position where he needs both Calliope and Jackson up again, and he's up against a much scarier German force, and also he's going to have trouble getting the manpower he needs for the Calliope. Oh, rear echelon going to be wiped. As you can see now, the micro is starting to fail. All these weapons, just pick them up with your Ostrupen if you don't have anything. Also in the engagement, 2 Grenadier squads went down. I do not know how. I guess here from the pack howitzer was definitely one. Just happened right now that I missed because I was talking about the rear echelons. Pick up the weapons. You really need to pick up these weapons, even with the Pioneers or the Ostrupen. That will increase your army's efficiency by much. Also pick up this pack with your Ostrupen. Pack howitzer are going to penetrate the Tiger, interestingly enough. Going to use the Pioneers to try to get some map control. This is good, but yeah, the Jackson, as you can see, this is why the Jackson was very important, because even like this Bet0 Jackson can just like keep the Tiger at bay. Of course, right now the support parts of the army are in favor of the Germans, while before the support parts of the army were in favor of the Americans. At this point, the core force, which is the Tiger, the MG, and the Grenadier, are very well supported for the Germans, whereas the core of the Americans, the free riflemen, are very much on their own, as to say. Right now, Wolf is in a position where he should probably use this major not as a retreat point, but as a backhapper, like over here trying to get some harassment. Because right now he cannot spare any of his riflemen to harass. And even sending these riflemen in one by one against the defenses in the middle is probably not a very good idea. You should probably focus on like the right side and trying to get out a Calliope. Oh, nicely taken out the last vet-free Grenadier squad. And with them goes all of the LMGs, the American LMGs, and the German LMGs. Both the American LMGs that were stolen and the German LMGs that were purchased, so no LMGs left. I just said LMGs like 7 times in one sentence. All the LMGs that were in the German army are now gone. Earth does have enough resources to just pop another Tiger if he needs it. Of course, I do not know why he's not teching. Teching right now and getting a Panzerwerfer to finish off these riflemen would be probably a pretty good idea. Or maybe even a Panther just to deal with the Jackson. And possibly a Calliope. Pioneer is going to harass the left side, going to probably succeed because there's really nothing to stop it except this vet 0 rear echelon. I do not know why he built another rear echelon. Well, obviously to harass, but I think it's a bad idea considering the manpower situation and how it is. Oh, nicely coming in with a strafing run on the sniper is going to force them to retreat. Strafing run going to wipe this pack, which allows a little bit of free reign to the Jackson. What right now Earth needs to do is just hold on to all 3 VPs, and he's going to be able to get in like 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes. Going to no, am I correct? Yeah, 3-4 minutes. Going to be able to wipe all the tickers off the VPs. That's probably the easiest way to win right now. That 0 Grenadier squad going to be decimated by this rifleman, but the snipers are here to assist, and yeah. Again, do not know why you're not taking up the bazookas and the LMGs that are on the ground, or the packs. Is it okay? This pack at least was retrieved. Again, this is what I was talking about with earlier. You should have taken this pack out, and now it's back to haunt you. More specifically, haunt your Jackson and support the Tiger. Tiger going to probably force back this one rifleman. Jackson coming into support. If this pack was a little bit better positioned. Okay, now it's coming up to deal with the Jackson. Ostrupen horde coming in the center. We should probably retrieve the pack as well, just to push back the Jackson even further. Pioneer is going to be decimated by the LMG rifleman. Oh, nicely planting a bunker and also a minefield. This is good, just to keep control of the left just for a little bit longer. You know that the Americans do not have any kind of armor to harass on the sides, so that's a very good play. Especially late game, when people do not have the kind of micro required to deal with this kind of stuff. 2 snipers are up to 36 plus 4. Holy shit! 37 plus 50, that's like 87 kills. Definitely been the MVPs for the Germans, along with the Tiger. That is just insane. So Calliope is finally on the field, going to only hit Ostopen though. So very, very unimpressive first barrage. What honestly he should be doing is just waiting until the snipers reveal themselves, and once the snipers reveal themselves, just barrage them, because right now they are the most valuable target on the field by far. And yeah, I think this is pretty much the end of the game. I don't see any way Wolf can come back from this. She has just been bled too hard by the snipers and stalled by the Tiger. Pack howitzer going to nicely almost deep-root the vet-free MG. Rifleman going to come up and try in desperation to get the middle VP, but sniper is going to force them out. Again, nice unit preservation on the rifleman. Just a little bit of a blunder with the Jackson and the Stewart, and yeah, also playing a little bit too cautiously early game with your Stewart and your pack howitzer, not really utilizing them to their full potential. Of course, they did pay for themselves in the end, but yeah. Vet 0 Grenadier with no weapons, almost going down to this rifleman who will probably go down once. Actually, no, they decide to fire at the Tiger. Yeah, they're going to go down, but the Tigers are going to secure the VP. There's probably an Ostopen squad, no, Pioneer squad coming up. So what Wolf could have done differently is played a little bit more cautiously late game, but also more aggressively early game. And that would have allowed them to retain his Jackson and gone for a Calliope way earlier to deal with the snipers. Use the strafing runs coming from the closest angle to the target. Will definitely allow them to wipe a little bit more. Yeah, Jackson going to take out the bunker almost, because the post open Panzerfaust is going to pretty much push them away. Also, perhaps an M5 half-track with a quad mount could have helped. He was floating munitions a little bit at one point in the game. Just a surprise quad mount to come up. Quads shoot through snipers very, very quickly, so that also could have been a game changer. And they also destroy packs really easily, so it could have been useful to support the Stuart. Earth, what could have Earth done differently? Definitely picked up a lot more support weapons. They were lying on the ground, weapons both for his infantry and support weapons. They were lying on the ground for most of the game, really, and that was pretty bad. Also, the two snipers did pay off. They were a little bit unsupported for a little bit earlier on in the game, but definitely later on paid for themselves. They are up to 100 kills, actually, so that's very, very impressive for two snipers. Especially because most of those are expensive rifleman models, so that's very good. He could have also, well, chosen a doctrine earlier, but like the Tiger did pay off in the end. He could have definitely teched up, which is, in my opinion, a big mistake to not tech up, even if you have a Tiger. Because right now you could have also a Panther, or a Panzerwerfer, in case you needed it. Both players played pretty well with their harassment games, so really no quarrel with that. Also, Wolf, for Wolf, the support weapon tip is true as well. Also about destroying support weapons and / capturing them. If that pack had been around, this Tiger would definitely not have been so successful. Just because you do not see the heavy tank or just any kind of armor from the enemy doesn't know that they're not going to come. So a pack is always good as Americans. And this is pretty much the end of the game, so I'll fast forward for now. And GG. Thanks for joining me on this pretty good game. Thanks for signing it in from Earth. And yeah, I hope you learned something and you had a good time. See you soon.